Alright, this is going to be an unscripted take on Mr. Fantastic, the brilliant leader of the Fantastic Four. This is my interpretation, disclaimer, of Mr. Fantastic on how to play him in Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition. So if I make a mistake or anything like that, or if you disagree with me, please let me know down in the comments. First of all, our goals of this build. He's a scientist and an inventor, he's a stretchy boy, he's a billionaire, and he's the leader of the Fantastic Four. Mutants and Masterminds is going to be some power limits that you can't exceed. Skill modifiers are going to be the power level plus 10, and then everything else that you see, attacks and effects together, can't exceed twice the power level. Dodge and toughness are the same. Parry and toughness together is also the same, as well as fortitude and will. Can't be above 2 times the power level. The power level that we're going to be doing here today is going to be power level 10, which is typically standard for a random build like this. And the amount of power points that you get is 15 multiplied by the power level, which is in this case is 150 power points. First off, we're going to do abilities. Strength is going to be 1. He knows how to pack a punch, but he's not necessarily that strong. Agility, he is kind of somewhat fast, but not like super fast. Fighting, like I said before with strength, he does know how to pack a punch. He does know how to fight. Awareness, he is very aware of his surroundings. Stamina, he is kind of like a pseudo tank, as you can see in if you've ever played Marvel Rivals, you can play him as a pseudo tank. Dexterity, he is decently good, well off with his hands. Intellect is maximum that you can possibly do here, and which is power level 10. He's like very smart. In fact, in some instances of Marvel, he has helped make Ultron. His presence, he is decently charismatic in Marvel, which all these numbers added up together is 32, and then you have to pay 2 power points per rank, which gives us 64 power points out of 150, and this is almost at our 50% mark, believe it or not. Next up is advantages. Beginner's luck. He is, if he doesn't know something, he could probably guess it with his intellect on how to do things. Benefit 5. He's going to be a billionaire. In fact, that's one of our goals. He is a billionaire. He owns the Fantastic Four's tower. And then we got chokehold, which a lot of these advantages are going to be helping him grab his enemies. And then this just lets him like strangle people if he so wants to. He doesn't really do that, but he can. Like, he has the capabilities of doing that with this. Fast grab. Whenever you make an attack, you can immediately make a grab against your opponent with free action, which, yeah. Fearless. He's the fearless leader of the Fantastic Four. And then we got grabbing finesse. He can use his dexterity bonus instead of his strength, which is a 3 instead of his 1 in strength, to make his grab attacks. Improved grab. This will allow him to grab with one hand and then still be able to attack with another hand. Improved grab. Oh, I'll just edit this part out. Next up is improved hold. And so, because he can like stretch around people, this will basically allow him to restrain the limbs of his opponents Improved initiative. He is capable of basically getting into the fight and reacting pretty fast. So this will give him a +4 into his initiative. Improved improvised tools. If he doesn't have the tools at the scene that he needs, he can just improvise, and he won't suffer the -2 penalty for improvising. All this together is 14 power points, so we're already past the threshold for the 50% mark. Next up is Inspire. He knows how to inspire the members of the Fantastic Four. Inventor. He's very smart. He is very much an inventor. That's kind of what he does. Jack of all trades. If he doesn't know how to do a skill, he probably has read it in a book somewhere on how to do stuff. Leadership. This is another thing off of our goals. Next is skill mastery. This will allow him to do a routine check for his technology skill, which a routine check is going to be a 10 plus whatever the skill is, and we'll get into that when we go over skills. Takedown. This will allow him to make a bunch of attacks against minions, which is fantastic. Teamwork. This is something that I'm going to be giving to all members of the Fantastic Four, because they know how to work as a team. All these together is 9 power points, which puts us at 87 out of 150 power points. And this is our skills, defenses, and initiative. Let's first look at our technology. Our technology is going to be a +20 for our modifier. So our routine check for the skill mastery for technology is going to be at a base of 30. So you don't need to roll a d20. So if you look at the top, it's going to show us like what ability the skill derives from, the name of the skill, the total, the ability, the rank, and anything miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is going to be nothing. But we do add a couple of skill points into these skills here. Some notable ones is going to be our punch. So that's going to give us a +10 to attack. Some other things to note is our investigation at a +13 and our perception. And I've already gone over technology. So next, we're going to look at our defenses. We got our dodge at a 5, parry at an 8, fortitude at a 5, toughness at a 9, and then will at a 9 as well. Our dodge DC is a 15 with a parry DC of 18. DCs are 10 plus the defense stat. Our initiative is not going to cost any power points because we already spent it whenever we spent them in agility and our advantage earlier, improved initiative, which is going to be our improved initiative rank multiplied by 4, which gives us a +7 on our initiative. So in total for the skills is 13 power points, and defenses is going to be 18 power points. We're already at 118 out of 150. Finally, the bread and butter, powers. Elongation. You can't have a Mr. Fantastic character without him being stretchy. So we also are going to be giving him continuous extra. So this will allow him to stay stretched without spending a free action every turn to sustain it. The base power points per rank for this is going to be 1, and then we also have our extra, which is going to increase it to 2 power points per rank, and we're going to be taking 8 ranks in elongation for a total power point consumption of 16. Quickness. Now, you might not think Mr. Fantastic has quickness superpower, and you'd be right. However, in Mutants and Masterminds, not every power necessarily has to be a superpower. We know in Mr. Fantastic that he is capable of thinking really fast, which is why we have the flaw limited to mental tasks. He is very capable of thinking of quick solutions at a moment's notice. And then we also have continuous because, like, there's no reason to sustain it. The base power points for this power is going to be 1. The extra for continuous is also going to be a 1, but because we have the flaw of limited to mental tasks, that's going to reduce it down by 1. So for a total power points per rank of 1, we're going to take 7 ranks into this, and that's going to cost us 7 power points. That's going to be 141 out of 150. Next, also in powers, this isn't necessarily one of his superpowers, but he should be able to deal some damage and punch real hard. Powers, Mutants and Masterminds, again, doesn't necessarily need to be super. And that consumes all of our power points for 150. One last thing, power limits, double checks, and attacks. Our punch attack for our skill from before is at a 10, and our punch damage is at a 10, which is going to be 9 from the power and then 1 from our strength. So for attack, it's going to be 1d20 plus 10, and then the damage DC that the opponent has to roll if you do successfully hit them is going to be a toughness check, DC check of 25. And so if we add the punch attack and punch damage together, that's going to be a 20, which does exactly equal our power level multiplied by 2. Our highest skill modifier is technology, which is going to be 20, which is less than or equal to 10 plus 10. Our dodge and toughness is, we have a 5 in dodge and a 9 in toughness, which adds up to 14, which is less than or equal to power level 10 multiplied by 2, which is 20. Parry is going to be at an 8 with a toughness of 9, which becomes 17, which is equal to, or which is less than or equal to 20. Our parry is at an 8, and our toughness is at a 9, which is 17, which is less than 20. Our fortitude is going to be at a 5 with a will of 9, which is 14, which is less than 20. I'm going to have a Discord link down below, as well as this build in the .json file if you want to download this for Foundry Virtual Tabletop down below. The Discord is mostly going to be about NPC creations and all that stuff. If you have like an OC, feel free to drop on by, post your OC, or if you have any NPCs. Mutants and Masterminds is actually really hard to make NPCs, or it's really hard for game masters to make NPCs for Mutants and Masterminds. So this Discord is going to be just a collective of just different random character builds and whatnot to help both players and game masters make a character for themselves or just like NPCs for their players. Again, if you disagree with me at all, please leave a comment down below telling me that I'm wrong. And also, don't like this video and don't subscribe to my YouTube channel. Talk to you later.